You know, it's funny. Everyone thanks the person who helped them on the sales floor. They think their sales associates, the managers, store manager. That matters. But almost nobody thanks the people who made sure the product was even in the building in the first place. And honestly, I didn't really understand how big that job was at first either. Welcome back to Sorry It's Discontinued. I'm Hilary, and this is a podcast about the reality of retail, the people who keep it going every day, and the brands and stores we all love. And today we're talking about the teams that quietly support all of it. Back of the house, more like backbone of the house. Shipping and receiving. Operations.
Sorry. It's discontinued.
Here's the truth across retail. Product flow, speed, accuracy, the customer experience. If shelves are stocked, which some stores are not right now, but if shelves are stocked, sizes are available, and orders move smoothly, it's because someone in the back did their job. Retail, it shines on the floor. Everyone's thanking the sales associates. At least that's what we want them to be doing. They're thanking the associates and appreciating the associates and good job, associates, but it lives or dies behind the scenes. Shipping and receiving, it isn't just one task. It's a full process and a team in these stores that care and dedicate their days making sure that we get what we need. These associates unload trucks, they verify deliveries against purchase orders, they inspect product for damage, they process returns, and make sure what arrived is actually what was supposed to arrive. That might be clothing on hangers, shoes stacked in boxes, jewelry secured and documented, handbags wrapped and tagged, all of our beauty, skincare, fragrance products packed in tiny cartons, everything situated and organized, or oversized home items that take up half of the back room. If a product comes into the store, shipping and receiving associates, they touch it first. And they have to touch all of it. And not in an uncomfortable way. It's approved. Once product is received, inventory work begins. And this is usually 2 to 3 times a week, if you're lucky, if stock is coming in on time. Scanning, sorting, stocking, tracking what's going in and what's going out. But if the product it isn't scanned and stored correctly, it technically didn't exist on the floor. One wrong scan, one misplaced box, and suddenly the system says something is there, but no one can find it. You have to imagine there is a lot of pressure when it comes to so much merchandise being shipped in and every day in and out. So another misconception about shipping and receiving, they don't just handle new shipments. They're also managing shipping orders out, store-to-store transfers, client send-outs, damaged merchandise that when it came in, they have to ship it back to the company. So a lot of what goes into shipping and receiving is detail-oriented and it's consistent. And you have your box cutter and you're breaking down boxes. You're unloading boxes, you're opening boxes, you're putting boxes into the cardboard smushy machine thing. It's a lot of work. So thinking about the physicality of this job, the consistent movement, and the strain it puts on the associates' back. These associates work very hard. And we need to celebrate them. Because without shipping and receiving, the backbone, back of the house, the store does not work. So they have to work in a fast-paced, physical manner. Heavy lifting, standing for long hours, repetitive motion, breaking down the boxes, like I just said, moving racks and carts, climbing ladders, often very early in the morning. And think about the back rooms, or if you've never seen a back shipping and receiving warehouse room, it is not always climate controlled. Sometimes it can be very cold or very hot. It can be musty, it can be moldy, it can be stinky, and there's not a lot of windows because it's kind of in the dungeon area of the building if it's down in the basement, or it's just very dark. They might not often get breaks because they have to get the stock done and put away before they can even get a break. It's a very hands-on demanding job, and not everyone can do it. But I've seen some incredible people who do it. I've met some amazing people who do it and did it. There are some incredible people behind the scenes. You know, you have your people who worked with me at other stores, your angels, men and women who supported each other and did the best they could, and the dedication that they had for this job, even if their hours were cut and their workload was extended or heavier because the hours were cut, because the job still had to get done, and they weren't compensated appropriately. The stress of this job, the monotony of this job can really weigh on people's mental health. It really could wear them down, and I would see it. So appreciating shipping and receiving and all of the people who make it possible for us to get the merchandise and find the merchandise and be appreciative that their job is not easy, and help them where you can is so important. I would try to get to know a lot of the people that were on these teams, get to know their first name. I would talk to them about things that were not work related. When I would bring products or boxes down for customers that needed something sent or shipped out, it was so important for me to connect with all of these amazing humans. I'd want to get to know who they were. How did they end up in this position? And what do they enjoy doing when they are not working in this store? When they're not working behind the scenes at Saks or behind the scenes at Neiman's. What is their lives like? And there was an amazing woman that I worked with. She had this huge dog, was so in love with this dog and how adorable and loving he was. And her face would just light up. Or another friend that I would talk to, and he was so friendly. You could tell that he was tired and stressed, and could get grumpy. He could be snappy, but it made sense. He was in a dungeon. He was doing the same thing every day. And talking to him and getting to know who he was, what he did with his wife, and how they would go see movies and what they would do on their days off. And it just, you get to know people on a human level, and it makes all the difference. One thing that was so incredible is that some of these people genuinely loved what they did. They had a strong sense of teamwork. They knew where things were and logistics and all of the little details. And when you showed the team kindness, or when they showed me kindness, then you work and create this synergy that was really impactful. When you create that connection, then the physical strain, the tight deadlines, or poor management that they're under, or shitty favoritism, or they felt invisible when things were going right, but people noticed when things were going wrong. When you have that connection with the shipping and receiving team, everything just moves more smooth and like we're all in it to win it. So for many people, shipping and receiving, it might be an afterthought, but who could you recognize in your shipping and receiving department in the store that you work at? Who can you tell thank you? Bring maybe a tin of cookies or just a simple thank you, because what they do is the foundational work for every store. So I want to say this to everyone who has worked in shipping and receiving in department stores, your Ultas, your Sephoras, your Saks Fifth Avenues, your Nordstroms, your Bergdorfs, your Neiman's, your department stores, Macy's and Dillard's. No matter what store, you are not the back of the house. You are literally the backbone, and you make the store work. Even when no one sees you, your work shows up every day in all the drawers, in all the racks, in all the cases. And I thank you. Thank you so much for what you do every single day. The next time you are shopping and everything feels easy, remember that ease, it started behind the scenes with back of the house. They do it all, and it's a lot of work. And I appreciate all of you. So I want to send you all love and thank you so much for listening to another episode of Sorry, It's Discontinued. I'm Hilary, and remember, shop in stores. You can shop online. It's fine, but shop in stores. Balance it out. Do both. Support your local sales associate. Smile, whether you're in front of the counter or behind it. And I wish you guys all the best week. And send some love to back of the house this week. All right. I'll see you guys soon. Okay. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Sorry, It's Discontinued, the podcast that brings you the reality of retail and the people, brands, stores, and products we all love. If you enjoyed today's episode, hit follow, leave a review, or share it with a fellow retail warrior. You can always connect with me or support the show at sorryitsdiscontinued.com or buymeacoffee.com/sorrypodcast. Now, this podcast is independently produced and not sponsored by any brand, company, or organization. All views, opinions, and personal stories shared are their own and do not represent any retailer or brand mentioned. Brand names, product references, and service mentions are included for storytelling and commentary purposes only. But I thank you so much for sitting with me today. And remember, continue to shop in store, support your local stores and your local sales associates. You can even call them and order. It's amazing. And every visit helps keep these stores open so we can all continue enjoying real in-person retail therapy. And I'll see you next time. I appreciate you so much. Bye.
Sorry. It's discontinued.